Good morning, everyone. How are you? It is Simon here, and welcome to another live lesson. Now, what I would like to ask you to do first, if you have any questions at all during the stream, please don't hesitate to ask. If I'm not loud enough, or you need me to turn something up or down or whatever, please just let me know. It's no problem at all. We'll fix that up immediately. Okay, so today's lesson is I had a message from my patron Suze. Big thank you to her for the question, but obviously also for her support and all my patrons at patreon.com/Simon Morel. So what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about how to learn the notes on the guitar. Now, I know at the beginning when you're just learning some chords, it doesn't really seem to matter that much learning the notes, but as you progress, it will become more and more important, particularly if you want to play improvise or learn your scales or kind of know what note fits over the chord or whatever that is. So here is how I always teach people to learn the notes on the guitar. Step one, you've got to know what notes there are. Okay, so you've got to really know the alphabet. And so when I mean the alphabet, I mean, the musical alphabet goes A through G. And there's a sharp between every single note except between B and C and E and F. Okay, and that's a really easy way to remember, because as you go A sharp or B flat, and then B, the next note is going to be C. So if you can first learn the alphabet, which I know sounds a bit strange, but both backwards and forwards, because the other thing that nobody teaches you at school is you don't count backwards in the alphabet. You 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but you never go, E, D, C, B, that kind of thing. So, and then coming around A, G, F, E, D. Oh, we've got a visitor. My little mate Smokey's coming in the background here. Just better just let her out. Otherwise, we're going to be in trouble. This is my main part of my job here, not, musician, but cat door person. So that is the first thing you need to know. The alphabet is absolutely essential to understand. And now how does that apply to the guitar is the next thing you need to understand. So number two is learn the names of each of the open strings. So we've got E. I've got a stupid mnemonic, which is Eddie, 8, dynamite, good, bye, Eddie. Now it's violent and ridiculous and also quite easy to remember. So Eddie, 8, dynamite, good, bye, Eddie. All right, so far we've learned the alphabet and we've learned the names of the open strings. So how do those notes in the alphabet apply to the notes on the guitar? Well, it's quite straightforward. Every single time you go up a fret, it goes up one semitone. All right, so the semitone is distance between A and A sharp, for example. So let's start on the lowest string, the low E string. This is an E because we learned Eddie, 8, dynamite, good, bye, Eddie. Okay, so this is an E. So semitone higher than E is, I'll give you a second to think about it. Remember what we said about the alphabet. There's no sharp between B and C or E and F. So if we go a semitone higher than E, up the alphabet, we are going to go to F is what we're going to go to. Okay, so then a semitone higher than F. So there is a note between F and G, right? It's F sharp. So we have E, F, F sharp, G. Then a semitone higher than G, G sharp. Semitone higher than G sharp is A. Okay, so you see how the notes in the alphabet are transferred onto the guitar. Okay, so hopefully this will get you away from thinking, oh, I need to play the riff, 7 5 5 7 5 7 5 7, right? You might be thinking B D D B D B D E, which is actually a much cooler way of thinking about it, because then you kind of realize that you'll see how it fits with the chords, right? Because this is an E, E5 I played, and I played a bunch of notes that fit over that, but I know the notes that are associated with that chord, so it's always going to sound good. And this is one of the best reasons for learning the fretboard. Okay, so recap. Number 1, learn the alphabet. Number 2, learn the names of the open strings. Number 3, understand how those notes in the alphabet relate to the strings. And basically understanding that if this is an A and I go up a semitone, I'm going up the alphabet. And so that is A sharp or B flat. So this is B. A semitone higher than B. Remember the rule? No sharp between E, F or B and C. So this is C. Okay, I hope you get that. Now, the thing that is harder is to go backwards, right? Because as you learn bar chords, you might learn that's a G, and then the next chord might be an F. And you'll think, okay, well, G, A, B, C, and then you'll end up all the way up here. But you need to think, sometimes you need to think backwards as well, because G, F is just there. Now that's a bit more obvious because you play those chords down there a bit maybe, but maybe it's less obvious if you're playing, I don't know, C sharp and you need to go to A, for example. Okay, all right, so we've got the notes, we've got the open strings, we've got how they fit on the fretboard. So here is my favorite way of teaching people how to learn these notes. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we learn them in the open position and all of the natural notes, right? So if we have E, F, G, E, F, G, E, F, G, G, F, E, and then the next string, A, B, C. So instead of trying to learn a whole block of them in one go, what I would suggest is that you take a little bite, E, F, G, A, B, C, and then you basically repeat those as part of a warm-up or something. So instead of, doing a kind of thing as a warm-up before you start practicing the guitar, I would say that you would go E, F, G, A, B, C, C, B, A, G, F, E. All right? So that is a great way of getting across those notes. So E, F, G, A, B, C. Next line, D, E, F, right? And then back down, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E. Okay? And then continue to do that in that open position. Because most songs, because often they're written on the guitar, will appear in keys C and G, right? And as you learn a bit more about music, you'll see that and then you'll start understanding that that's C major. Bill says, hi Simon, why is A sharp sometimes called B flat? That's an excellent question. So this is A sharp, also known as B flat. So the simple answer is that it depends what key you're in, okay? So if we are in, let's call it F sharp major. That is F sharp major. So you would name these notes in F sharp major, and there's conventions around this. So F sharp, you have always one of each note in the key, right? F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, right? And so on and so forth. Now, if we called it the key G flat, we have to have still one of each note. So it's G flat, A flat, B flat, right? So it depends on the key you're in. So for example, if I open the back of my car in Australia, it's called the boot. But if I'm in America, it's called the trunk. There you go, metaphor-tastic. So that's a way of thinking about why it's called B flat sometimes and A flat other times. Hopefully that answers your question. This is a pretty straightforward version of the answer. Okay, so back to learning these notes. So we've just learned these, and the repetition is the important part, not biting too much off, and the repetition. So E, F, G, A, B, C, then back down, B, C, A, G, F, E. All right? And then next week, practice A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Okay? And then another great way, once you've done that, I know I'm giving you a lot of work, but this is going to be really useful to you in your guitar life, is learn the dots, right? Here's a really cool thing. So we just learned that's G. And the thing is, you've played this chord before, right? This is a G major. So you already know that that is G, right? So this is G. Now, if we just go up the dots, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7, what you'll see is that they just walk up. G, A, B, C, D, E, in order. F, G, A. Okay? So, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. The next note here, there's always one, isn't there? This is a B flat. So if you think of it as G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, right? So imagine you take the same approach as you would have taken learning the natural notes here in the open position. And week 1, you G, A, B. Week 2, C, D, E. So every single time you practice the guitar, just pick it up for a minute and just go G, A, B, and then just try and pick random notes. You know, that's G, B, A, B, G, A, B, G. And then the next time you pick it up, you learn the A string, C, D, E, just before you play whatever you want to play, right? It's part of your practice. C, D, E, E, C, D, C, E, D, you know? And then, as we were saying, we're going G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B flat, and that's annoying, C, D. Now D repeats, okay, on the B string, the 3rd fret of the B string. D, E, F, this is another annoying one, it's F sharp. But we still have had one of each note as we've gone through those dots, right? So G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, D, E, F sharp, and then the top string is also an E string, so they're going to mimic what is on the low E string because it's the same tune to the same thing, and the principles work the same up and down the guitar. Okay, now, so just to repeat what we've spoken about, because I can see there's some people coming in and out. So, number 1, learn the alphabet. Really, really important. There's no sharp between B and C or E and F. Okay? Then, learn the open strings. Eddie, 8, dynamite, goodbye, Eddie. Right. Then, how those notes in the alphabet work when you map them onto the guitar is that every single time you go up 1 fret, you go up 1 semitone. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, or B flat. So the name for that bill actually is A sharp and B flat are called enharmonic notes. Basically, it's a posh word for synonym. Okay, so A sharp, B flat, and then once you've done that, then learn them in the open position, and then learn the dots: G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B. Now, something you can also do is when you're learning or practicing, let's say you're practicing a minor pentatonic scale, which is the king of scales for the guitar, and you're playing, let's play in A minor pentatonic. You just practice that scale. Why not think the notes as you go? A, C, D. You know what I mean? A, C, D, E, G, A. So as you're learning the scale and where to put your fingers, your brain is learning what notes they are, right? So A, G, E, D, C, A. And that kind of way of learning, taking little bites, not more than you can chew, and just every time you practice something, instead of thinking, oh, it goes 5, 8, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 8, 5, 8, which is useful in its own way, but 8, 5, 8, 5. Instead of thinking that, think C, A, G, E. Do you know what I mean? The other thing you could do, I guess, this is, I don't know how useful this is, but I was told this when I was a kid, is when you're playing simple melodies, just try and remember, just think of the notes as you go. I guess the thing is you have to remember how the melody goes, and then trying to remember the melody and the notes and all that sort of stuff. There's a lot of information there, so you might not have enough RAM. Sometimes I know I struggle with that. But, you know, if you play... So we had G, D, C, B, A, G, D, right? Think of a melody that you know, play it, try and remember the notes as you go through the melody. So I think that is really quickly how I would teach you to remember all the notes on the guitar, right? To learn the notes on the guitar, so that if you are playing something, you can, as you come round. So, for example, if we had a song that played out A, G major, F, and then E7. Imagine we had something like that. It's basically an A minor, except this note is a G sharp. You'll see it doesn't appear in the scale. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Right? But if we know where the G sharp is on the guitar, when we come... You know... See, I can hit the G sharp over the E7, and it's going to sound absolutely awesome because I'm matching the note to the chord, but only because I know where that G sharp is when that happens. Okay, so for the rest of the time I'm playing A major, A minor, sorry, G major, F, you know what I mean? Okay, so that is a really, really useful thing that will come out of you having learnt the notes. All right, so I think that's it for today, unless there are any more questions. So number one, I'll just summarize whilst I wait for any questions that come across. Number one, you've got to learn the notes in the alphabet. Number two, you learn the open strings. Number three, learn how those notes that you've learned in the alphabet apply to the strings, F sharp, how that works, right? So that when you hit a D, you're going down the alphabet. So D, C sharp, C, B, A sharp, A, so on and so forth. And then learn the notes, the natural notes, I mean the non-sharps, or the white keys on the piano, for example. E, F, F sharp, E, F, G, sorry. Brain stop there for a second, need more coffee. E, F, G, A, B, C. And just learn them in batches, like 2 strings at a time. So like this week, week 1. Week 2. Right? And learn them like that, and then that way it's easier to learn. It won't be so intimidating, right? Number 4, I think, G, A, B on the dots, 3, 5, 7. G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B. See how there was one of each apart from the naughty B flat and F sharp, just the way the guitar's tuned. Okay. Oh, and the last thing is play a melody, think the notes as you go, or when you're playing your scales. A, B, C sharp, D, E, and so on like that. And that will definitely help you learn the notes. So I think that's going to be it. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to all my Patreons for supporting this kind of content here. If you would like to join up my Patreon, it's patreon.com/Simon Morel. There's over 3,000 charts there that you can access. And there's a chart for every single video that I publish here at YouTube. So again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you do have any questions, just put them in the comments after and I will answer them. Thank you. Have a great Sunday and I'll see you later. Bye for now.